Rob, there's something else that's interesting. I know that Rob was a huge NFT fan when GameStop first announced that they were doing NFTs. Rob, first of all, he cleaned up the poop out of his pants, and then right after that, he ran out of his house and he shouted from the rooftops that GameStop was doing an NFT marketplace.
I do love
sad
NFTs,
news, boys.
Ninja fucking Turtles. I love them. Yeah, I got a bunch of these
That's
NFTs.
my kind of NFT.
Well, GameStop is giving up on not the Ninja Turtles, but the digital NFT marketplace that was in operation for about 18 months. It's going to be stopping February 2nd, 2024. This is due to an ongoing regulatory uncertainty in the crypto space. GameStop's decision to end support for its cryptocurrency wallet. You know, the only thing that enticed me about NFTs, none of the digital art and digital collecting, but it was being able to, and I've told these guys this before, Johnny, but this is something I've never told you before. I liked the idea of being able to sell a digital game the way that you sell a physical game. So after you're done with it, as I just talked about in the last segment, I don't really go back and play my games. So instead of just sitting there in my library collecting digital dust, instead of doing that, I would be able to sell it back. And how would you be able to do that? Well, with an NFT, you would have the receipt. You would have it on the blockchain. It would be stamped and said, I sold this to Rob and now it's his. That was the idea that I liked. But it looks like that idea is not going to happen. At least with GameStop, it's not going to, because they are giving up on the NFT market. Sad day, boys. Sad day.
I was never on board with this.
What?
Not once.
See, I didn't know that.
There's a person we know, Johnny, who shall remain nameless, who bought an NFT of the Starship Enterprise. It's a digital thing you can spin around, and this was his get rich quick scheme. I'm going to make so much money on this NFT. And we would point out to him, hey, the NFT market's fluctuating. No, you're wrong. You're wrong. I'm going to make so much money on this NFT. We all make bad decisions. I bought a Wii U on launch day. Right, and I own up to it. It didn't work out, so I'd be real interested.
What are you talking about? I bought a Wii U on launch day, and I thought it was great. I love
it. It worked out really great. You're right, Johnny.
I played Breath of the Wild on my Wii
U. So this story is very, very interesting to me, and I didn't up until I read the headline. I didn't even realize NFTs were still a thing. So there you go, everybody. But that's just me. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong.
So look, in May of 22, I finished my associate's degree in professional office management. I had a business communications course. My final research paper for business communications was titled Adoption, Admonishment, and Abandonment, NFT and the Blockchains in Video Games. So
man.
I have a 7-page paper about this kind of thing that I
have
wrote.
A 0-page paper, Johnny.
Tell us, Johnny. Tell us your thoughts. What was in that paper?
Well, do you remember it was right around the time, do you remember the Worms revival?
Yeah.
Team 17
yes.
Meta Worms was the project, and everybody was getting hyped. Oh, Worms is coming back. Worms is coming back. And then they typed the 3 letters that they never should type if you're a video game maker, which is N, F, and T in succession. And the project went from the 100% down to 0 because everybody was like, the backlash that they received was astounding. 24 hours later, they went back and said it was abandoning the project entirely. Like, not just stopping the NFT part, but just not going to do it because of the backlash that they received. It's going to take somebody big that doesn't really care what the public thinks like Epic or Ubisoft to be like, hey, this game's gonna have NFTs and we don't care what you think. But
Right.
but yeah, the public reaction to NFTs in general has been really, really negative since basically the beginning. I remember when they first started to enter my consciousness was Corridor Crew had I think it was Beeple had like an auction, the first big NFT auction where they sold like NFTs for stupid amounts of money.
Right.
But since that, all the reaction that I've seen to them has just generally been negative across the board.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I think NFT is a bad brand, let's say, right? You know, you don't want to associate with it, I think, at all. I don't know. Yeah, and like you said, I think outside of that Beeple artwork sale, I can't think of much positive news about NFTs, really. Anything, even like the potentials are only kind of like middling, right? Like that's not really like a good story. That's more of like, hey, like this is what could kind of happen with these. And yeah, I think I'm kind of waiting for like the public to move on from this concept. I mean, it seems like we are, obviously, but yeah, I don't know. I like Vector's case. He's made this case to me many times, you know, and I understand it, and I get what he's saying. I just don't think this is going to be the thing to make that happen. You know, NFTs just, it's a bad brand. It's not good. It's like New Coke. You don't want it.
In 6 to 12 months, somebody will come up with a new term for it. It'll be the same thing with a different name.
Yeah.
And they'll market it better from the beginning, and then it'll get more adoption. But right now, if you don't use if you're a video game manufacturer or developer, whatnot, do not use the letters NFT anywhere around the name of your upcoming game.
Yeah.
It's just a bad idea.